There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts beating as one. Light upon light upon light, all disappear into one. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through.
guide my feet, yeah.
Guide my feet
While I run
this race.
Guide my feet
Guide my feet
while I run
this race.
Guide
Guide my feet
while I run
this
so I
race.
don't want
Don't want to run this race today.
hold my hand
Hold my hand
while I run
this race.
hold my
Hold my hand
while I run
this race.
oh come on and hold my while I run
This
oh
race.
I don't want
Don't want to run this race today.
stay by me
Stay by me
while I run
this race.
stay by me
Stay by me
while I run
this race.
oh stay
By me
oh while I run
this race.
oh I don't
Don't want to
run
this race today.
search my heart
Search my
while I run
this race.
search me
Search my heart
while I run
this race.
come on search
Search my heart
while I run
this race.
for I don't want to run this race don't want to run this race
There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future beyond our knowledge. There's compassion beyond our pain. There's a future burning brighter. There's a love to guide our way. There's a truth.
Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts beating as one. Light upon light upon light, all disappear into one. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts beating as one. Light upon light upon light, all disappear into one. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Love upon love upon love, all hearts beating as one. Light upon light upon light, all disappear into one. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine through. Let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart, let the way of the heart shine
Welcome to the ordination of Christpher Watkins Lamb in a ceremony that is co-sponsored by Foothills Unitarian Church, minister here at TVUUC. Full disclosure, I am also Christopher's stepdad. We met in this congregation when he was just a preschooler and he was a chaplain. Neither one of us were ministers. This church and this faith has transformed us both. I have a friend, Joe Shukla, who a friend once toward your metamorphosis into who knows what. An ordination is an invitation to transformation, a metamorphosis into who knows what. What forms will happen in the years ahead as ministry advances. But I will share Christopher's ordination. It's a line from the prayer of St. Francis. Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, may I bring of transforming love. Come, let us worship together.
We will walk together, you and I, walk together hand in hand. Come on, we will walk together and tell the brighter day, where freedom rings for everyone. Come along and we will find, we will sing together, you and I, sing together hand in hand.
Spirit of life, come unto us. Sing in our hearts all the stirrings of compassion as we gather in community today to honor Christpher Watkins Lamb. We honor the wind and the sea, and we feel you moving and rising in both, Spirit. We know you move in our hands as we try our best to give life the shape of justice. So now let us root down to the earth. Feel that if you can, yourself rooting down. And let us feel our wings held by the mind us that you've come. You have come into this time and into this place.
We call now on the ancestors of the land, the many lands on which we all stand right now, the many lands scattered across this country and this world that make up the one land of Mother Earth. We call on the many who have walked these lands that it moves, supports us, and know that it is here to support us. So we call upon Middle Earth Path, and we ask you to come and bless this ordination. We ask you to bless Christpher. You have taught us ancestors, many ancestors, and continue to teach us. Come now to this moment of ordination and continue to arrive at every moment moving forward throughout Christopher's ministry today, tomorrow, and all the days in the future. We thank you.
Join us in this ceremony, to surround each of us where we are in body and all of us in this virtual space. We are grateful for your strength, for your resilience and your dreams, for imagining a future becoming for our dear friend, Christpher. We give thanks for the ways love and community extend across generations and invite the presence of Christopher's Elder, Soren, Lyra, and Patterson to join us.
We call on Unitarians and Universalists who came before us to inspire us and to be a cloud of witness today. Specifically, those who have inspired Christpher, we call upon Phoebe Hannaford, John Haynes Holmes, Francis Ellen Watkins Harper.
And now we want you, Christpher, to know that which you are calling to, those to whom who witness you today, know that you occupy many spaces, that you have sought to make space for yourself. And so we want you to know that you create ritual is also calling to you. Your ceremonies are also creating ceremony for you. The ways that you medicine for you, and your music, Christpher, is calling to you as well. And so as you answer this call today, know that it is apology that always has a space for you.
Spirit of fierce relational love, jewels to the water and to the soil, to the lodgepole pine and the rabbit brush, bless us in the bone deep knowing that we remind us of the beauty of our dependence. Bless us in this time of sacred lineage, both backwards and forwards. Uncover our hearts, clear our throats, invite us more fully into this flesh with each breath, into the service, for leadership, for truth-telling. For all this and so much more. Amen.
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 We light this chalice from Colorado, whose twin mountain ranges, and in recognition of the collective power of 3 congregations, to perform today the act of ordaining Christpher to ministry.
Van Dusen, the Director of Family Ministry at the Foothills Path to Ministry.
And I'm Lauren Farley, the Family Ministry Coordinator at Foothills. I've had the great pleasure of coming to know Christpher through the music he shares with us at Foothills and through my wonderful friendship with his family.
Additionally, bring the energy of the earth, the wisdom of our bodies, and a sense of grounding that comes from being in and of a place. Find a posture of openness, body secure and rooted in your chair to the ground wherever you are.
Breathe deeply. Feel grounded and connected. A place that is holy to you, important to you, and calm. Fill your mind with what the air feels like in this place. Breathe here.
From this place in your spirit, we invite you to a responsive reading, adapted from the words, Spirit of life, ground of our being, root of unified mystery, growing into myriad branches of expression.
Quietly, attentively, waiting with slow breaths, waiting with
the very stones to cry out with their rocky stories of tectonic plates meeting and parting.
Bring us close to the earth.
Their ancient legends of stars born out of the collapse of ness that matters.
Bring us close to the earth.
With one more deep breath, may we rise like star stuff, walking to heal what is divided.
Bring us close to the earth.
May we find wholeness within, without, among, between. Eternal source, seed of the universe, help us to grow peace.
Bring us close to the earth.
So be it. Blessed be. Amen.
Spirit of life, bring us together low breaths. We hear the stones and remember our oneness. We rise like star stuff and join together to heal closer to the earth.
Children.
Close to the earth, with your ears to the grass and the trees, rooted in the soil and the stones.
And I know Christpher through the Mountain Retreat and Learning Center, which is a really special place for both of us in Highlands, North Carolina. I met Christpher as a senior high camper in a cabin that we shared together there and youth conferences there. It's been really wonderful to share that bond with Christpher in a place we both care deeply about.
The places we inhabit also live within us, shaping and influencing our lives as we shape and influence them. Once, a little boy came to a mountain, dwarf white oak trees, rhododendron, the rolling blue-green hills in every direction. He came back again and found himself a stranger. Coming to the mountain became coming home. He began to feel a sense of beloved community in this place. Here, he found a home for spirituality, and not unrelatedly, found the freedom and confidence to dance with abandon. Christpher completed a summer on the leadership team, helping hold and create the camp experience that had nurtured him. For him in the fall, he had only an invitation: stay. And stay he did, clear through until December, when he lies moving towards something. But his experience has been more akin to ascending forth. It's known as Little Scaly. A profound realization came to him one day as he was listening to a podcast conversation between Joanna Macy and Ayana Young. Ayana described her journey towards standing in the place I love and fighting like awareness. In his anthropocentrism, he had not realized that Little Scaly sent. And so it is with humility and sincerity that we ask the spirit of this place to be with us today. Power powerful, loving mountain, you have held and nurtured so many. You perceived in Christpher the capacity to be of service to this world with longing. Bringing your presence to this gathering today, we ask that you lend your strength and wisdom to this ceremony. Be with us. Be with us. Be with us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gretchen, one of the ministers that serves Foothills Unitarian Church, one of the 3 congregations. So grateful to be ordaining Christpher this morning. You know, we say often that there are upsides. All of us here in this way, this is one of those upsides. Because you can feel here just what a beautiful way it is for us to be together differently. Or recently taken a moment to switch over to gallery view in your Zoom. Just take a moment now and just scroll through. Just feel there all of the different stories and the together, witnessing together. It's powerful, understanding life dependent and also emergent. And it's in this spirit that we turn now to readings offered by Carol Badeau, one of...
This excerpt comes from Long Life, Honey in the Heart by Martin Purtell. Meticulously handmade offerings that are returned to disintegrate in the wild, and the very way we move through our lives, to always feed the invisible root of the past. This constantly new seeming nectar and delicious beauty of the tangible flower of the world of now, that who is like a wild hummingbird, zooms and tumbles into the delicious pollen of the material present, thereby fertilizing now ecstasy, from whose dreams are made the soil of stars that feed the roots of the past. A good future, then, means we have to heal and make new the past. And from Adrian, I stand before my love and let the tendrils unfurl in every direction. I am whole and becoming and blushing into eternity. I am the ant who carries grandfather to the grave in my palm rhythm, leaving home and returning on the wind. Love can't look away from itself, like dust feels water and remembers the home galaxy. It appears nothing is new. This breath, repeating the miracle. I didn't know I would say it, could not have known. When I forget, when I think the end is near, I realize my insignificance, as important as yours.
If we want a garden, we're gonna have to sow the seed. And earlier, it really sticks out to me. Because if our theology is organized towards liberation, which I hope, then we must sow the seeds now, here in the present. The grand, massive terms that we are seeking. For example, a mundane thing, food. Every day, were utilized to bring about your meal. The earth was inextricably evolved and had to be generous to make the food possible and manifest. The weather had to cooperate to some extent to make indigenous cultures. Every meal was an opportunity to sow the seeds of gratitude and collaboration with the cosmic ecosystem. To the demigods before 1/8. This indigenous spiritual and cultural practice of offering back first to God is called Yagya Sacrifice, and it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. I will read an excerpt from Hridayananda Goswami to cosmic managers, the demigods, who then supply all human needs. With this bounty, humans then make further offerings that we do not keep this cycle turning. If we take but do not give back, then our heedless self-indulgence and ingratitude offend the natural order. Generosity surpasses greed. The reciprocity that is the heart of Yagya, of sacrifice, sustains justice in our minds, societies, and civilizations. And we realize our lives are like seeds, like food, and with order, with isolated self-indulgence, with parched ingratitude. We spend a lifetime ignoring our role in the ecosystem and get tossed from symptom to symptom of living, exhaustion, and hate. Our lives, our daily activities, they are like food as well, and they can be vessels instead for gratitude and justice and grace. Neglected intentions, I want to be clear, are still seeds. Neglected intentions are seeds from sprouting the weeds of ignorance. If we want a garden, we're gonna have to sow this in our relationships, all our relationships, from self to one another to the cosmos. We must water our gardens with quality. We must fertilize with harmony and balance the soil's levels with ease and effort. It is through, with the wheel of receiving and giving back, with the supreme personality of Godhead, as the Gita says, that we will harvest a good life. The holy and make them drunk on the beauty of our present lives so as to heal and make new the past. Generosity, and fill in the soil with the rich compost of remembering. Remembering generosity is made supple with awareness and pouring over with gratitude. That compassion and creativity are more ripe with awe and fanfist or anger, and it is my belief that our spiritual practice is to purify our intentions and our impacts towards the ultimate love and service. Simply, to make does not skew our ability to recognize friendship, that unaddressed grief or shame, because to leave our actions a mixed bag of poison and elixir is a sin. It's a pity. It's a missed opportunity in and of itself to start bonding, and that is no way to invite emergence, bubbling, ebullience, love. What we do in the present, what we do with now, the particular, is the container. It's not trite, it's practical. To give our meals back before tasting them is not ritualistic. It's an opportunity to remember our place in the cosmic ecosystem. To come together, we are fortunate to even temporarily have, and thus, in the offering of it, imbibe it with a charge of purpose, of possibility, and service. And another point of invitation for each of us to embody a fierce ease, a purposeful, gentle, and prophetic posture, a tangible how to a tenacious love. When we sow a seed, it is a sacrifice and a surrender, but they lead to collaboration and an unfolding that we into the earth and stewarding them, a sacrifice and a surrender. I collaborate with life and harvested well over 25 cucumbers just this summer, offering to add to our relationships, to our food, to our day, to our lives. And so I invite you, if you are willing and able, to join me in gathering in your rhythm, your education and love, like seeds gathering in your hands, your ideas and willingness, all the traits that are most valuable, most precious, and place dark earth. And if you're willing, open your hands, receiving in, offering them to the source of life. In your heart and body, offer them, and trust the harvest, though unimaginable from here, will leave seeds for the future that will reap love.
That was a lot to take in. Would you join me as we sit with that message in a time of reflection and prayer? Small part of creation. We are filled with all that came before us. We are sustained by all all that is with us now. With us in this web of being and possibility, and may we offer our best, humbled in gratitude for this generous earth.
And I'm so excited and honored to be able to introduce the offering for Chris's ordination. I met Chris a very long time ago when he was younger, and I was too. And I really wanted to us recently, and have met so many people who have been inspired and honored and supported by to a group of Chris's choice. And we're in these pandemic times, right? We're in ways that we can craft new ways of being. And so as a longtime member of TV, growing from him, as somebody who's active in the world, both in terms of movement and in terms of, we're in the middle of Corona and COVID, and we're in the middle of a time in which everything is being called into question and to account. That is when we need our to guide and help support us along the way. And as somebody who's gone through my own health challenges in my life, but you do ministry in the world, and so you deserve it. And I would not have been able to get the care that I got. I literally could not breathe and could not say, okay, I can just focus on getting what I need done. Many people who need this fund. As somebody who knows the power of like what good ministry means, as someone who believes in Chris and Christopher's ministry all the way, and as someone who's been touched and honored in our faith, and ones that have been around, both ministers and religious professionals, give to support the organization that Chris has really decided to move forward. And give me, because we always need money to eat, right? But also be thinking and sitting with, what does this mean to you? How can you, to the community, to your community and who you're with? Because we need more than just money, but we need resources in terms of like, we can do the strategic and necessary faith-filled, love-filled movement.
Thank you so much, Alondria. So yes, it seems our link is going to an old blog post. So if you were trying to give in that way, you can keep giving through text as you continue to give generously. I invite you all to ready yourselves for that central moment for which we have gathered, the Act of Ordination. This is a rite that's performed in our tradition, how the power and that divine presence which flows through you and through all of life, as together we consent to make magic and collect.
In the living tradition of Unitarian Universalism, the authority to ordain a minister lies wholly with individual congregations.
It is an especially profound and joyous occasion for a congregation to recognize one who has answered the call to ministry as their life's work.
The Act of Ordination bestows the authority of religious leadership, the title of Reverend, and the privilege to wear a stole. This Act of Ordination also celebrates the relationship between Christopher and three religious communities: the Congregation of Christopher's Childhood.
Christopher, we have recognized your calling to the unity by the three congregations ordaining you today.
You have undergone the work of preparation for ministry, received the recommendation of the Ministerial Fellowship Committee of our Synod. It is our privilege to ordain you.
Christopher, are you ready to accept the responsibilities, the joys, the privileges, and the burdens of ordained ministry? Will the members of Foothills Unitarian Church,
Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church,
and the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder please place a hand?
We also acknowledge our own calling to be active and engaged partners in our covenantal tradition. We affirm our own commitment to the shared.
Mute yourselves now to answer this question.
Are we prepared now to renew these responsibilities and ordain Christopher Lamb?
Yes. Who you will minister to. May you always minister from your whole self, bringing your heart and mind, body and spirit to the work.
May you always speak the truth with compassion and fire.
May you demonstrate humility, curiosity. May you listen and understand what vulnerable truths people may share.
A faith greater and more full of love than you can imagine.
May you be a witness to the living tradition of our faith, and may you be faithful in service of healing the world.
It is with a full heart and in gratitude to Spirit and all those who came before that I accept the ministry to which you ordain me. Trusting in the transformative power of love, may our well ancestors and the generations yet to come be served by my ministry. With support and collaboration from my community.
Will all others, Christopher's family, friends, and colleagues within and beyond our tradition, please add your love and
We affirm you and send you forth a minister in our tradition.
Christopher, we affirm you and send you forth a minister in our tradition. Action to all whose lives you touch in your call to nurture our spirits and help heal our world.
Christopher, as you go forth, know that our support goes with you wherever you may.
Hold your candle to the wind, to the wind. Let it blow, let it bend, let it shine, let it shine, let it. Soon the child will be free. Let it shine, let it shine. Mother love, let it. Love, it takes some time. Love is yours, and love is mine. Let it shine through the wind. Let it blow, let it bend. Shine, let it shine, let it shine. A man of courage has the strength. A man of courage has the strength. Two strong women, a double them. Let it shine off the road. Walk in confidence as you go. That candle to the wind. Hold your candle to. Hold your candle to the wind. Let it blow, let it bend. We've been friends for many years. We sure be long and true, and keep holding up your candle. Let it blow, let it bend. Hold your candle, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Woohoo! Congratulations, Christopher. It has become tradition in this moment of the ordination that the ordaining congregation presents the ordinand with a stole. One of my colleagues actually calls they act like it. This is an extra talent, however, in this virtual world, but still we have managed it. And also with our three congregations, we actually have both a stole to present today, right now, and one that's in the works that's being designed for the stole that they have to present.
It's a small world. Christopher grew up in East Tennessee, in Knoxville, and as a young man, he moved to northeastern Colorado, to Larimer County. I grew up in Larimer County, Colorado, and as a young woman, moved to East Tennessee, to Knoxville. When Tennessee Valley UU Church voted unanimously to ordain Christopher, a vision of a stole came to mind. As I sat listening to the speakers, I saw in my mind's eye a stole with one side depicting the green, humid beauty of East Tennessee, the valley with lakes, the rounded foothills leading to the cloud-covered valley of the Cache la Poudre River, the scrub-covered foothills fronting the majestic Rocky Mountains. No one asked me to make the stole. I had by default become a stole maker for other ordinations in our church. So the only way for me to quit obsessively thinking about the stole was to make it. It represents Christopher's journey from one beautiful part of our nation to another, as he also journeyed from child to youth to adulthood in the ministry. May he wear it with joy and dedication to his calling.
I am Denise Coleman, the immediate past president of the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. During the year that I served as president, one of the most memorable and positive experiences was presiding at the congregational meeting in which we voted unanimously to ordain you. But this stole will bring the physical touch of your home congregation to you in this ceremony. It gives us visual and tangible participation in the rite of ordination. It will provide to you a continuing symbol of our affirmation of you as a person and as a minister. Christopher, a reminder of where you have come from. Remember that it celebrates the commitments made this day in the words of ordination. And consecrate the stole imagined.
You wear it as a reminder of your commitment to serve your community.
Yeah. Give me just 1 second. The laying on of hands today. This is a ritual of connection through space, and ordination sets a minister apart, subject to different standards and tax codes. This ritual is a reminder that connections continue, that this minister is a vast ecosystem of love. So in person, we would physically connect to Christopher and to each other, since the virus is keeping us apart, today we connect through technology, using the fibers and the wires of machines instead of human tissue. Across this moment, through screens, through our webcams, our pocket computers, I invite you to take a centering breath. Please lift your hands up towards your screen, towards your camera. Our gathered energies. We invoke the holy, for this is a sacred moment of change and transition. Spirit of life and tradition, guide his hands and heart and spirit in the days to come. Keep him on the path of courage. Invoke the ancestors, all those whose faithful service to our tradition and community system and your resilience. We invoke the authority and ideals of our tradition and institutions. May this Unitarian Universalist minister carry forward the best of who we have been and can be. May he remember also that we have failed and missed the mark to witness, to listen, to do better. May your hands do the work of healing, nurturing, supporting, lifting up, making more beauty and compassion and music in the world. I invite you, Christopher, to close your eyes now if you have not already, and breathe as demons behind these screens and webcams and phones soak into you like rain into an aspen grove. Let it fill your head with weighty, quiet resolve, your heart with fierce, swirling courage, your finger and strengthening you. This is not the beginning or ending of your journey in ministry, but it is a moment when you are made through a red-walled canyon. Let yourself be overwhelmed by these waters, this love. May it leave a watermark in you, reminding you to be.
History, to welcome you as a colleague into this living tradition that flows across time like a river, linking us with our ancestors of the past, connecting us into generations of the future, to feel in this moment, ministry for most of your life. The challenge and opportunity of this moment as you become a part that is uniquely your collegial voice, your voice as our partner in doing this work in the ways that you are called. What an incredible motivation, a moment that invites you to bring yourself, your best gifts, and to help stream this living tradition of Unitarian Universalist ministry. You take up the responsibility of stewarding the past and the future, and also to keep an eye on those who have come before and those who come next. The path of ministry, as you well know, and strength of this living tradition, all of the people who have walked this path before you, who are walking it now, and to feel their strength when yours starts to wane, to feel returns, and then you can carry us along next.
One of my mentors, the Reverend Nancy Bowen, a statement, especially as a birthright Unitarian Universalist. It's so incredible, pointing to an experience of this ritual that has been performed and then received by minister out anew. The river of our living tradition in this way is like a baptism. At least baptism in the way we might understand it. You were before this day already a minister. And yet today you know yourself, and we know you in a whole new way, sanctified by all those who sacrificed and remained steadfast in the call of, and who bless you, and who are blessed by you as you join us. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much to the congregation, my friend, my colleague, and my occasional nephew, Christpher Watkins Lamb. May we all be blessed by this truth. Thank you for asking me to present to Christpher the charge to the minister, a task to promote. I sometimes do as I am asked. Mostly I do what I feel led to do. So if you'll pardon me, I would like to speak to you as your own. Stay connected to the one person who knows you better than anyone else in your life. Loosening, that you then step deeper into your role as a husband. And I want you to do this because I love Amber, I love Winterin, and I love you. And I was there when you married her. So Amber, and she just might be a minister too. Your ministry, whatever form it takes, in this day and age is going to probably be, you're going to need your family's love and support to take care of home. Nobody else has that priority but you. Now I will get to the task at hand. Reverend Christpher, Unitarian Universalist faith. I want you to write that down and put it in an envelope and put it where you can find it many times in the movement. That moral quickening, the things that kept you who encounters your ministry. And you grew up with us. So keep that envelope where you can find important to your heart and working for those things, whether in fact there are 10 million with people who have needs. Be a good minister and let your success follow your goodness, not the other. Will be with you through thick and thin, because as a minister, you at some point will have to break their hearts with the truth. It is part of our job. I'm also in your ministry who don't particularly care for all this artsy-fartsy stuff, but who, because when the time comes, they need a minister mature enough to love them and be the minister for them. To keep joy on the table and in the computer and in your workshop outline and in your music and in everything that you do. You have to work at keeping joy. And I deliberately use the word joy, not happiness. Happiness is fleeting. I charge you to remember your fellow colleagues in this profession and in the call of other faiths outside of ours. Colleagues who can listen to you and advise you and be a friend to you in ways that nobody else can. Cab drivers sometimes need to talk to other cab drivers. Be as kind as you can to do the same for you when it's necessary. My closing charge is and to be the person who knows how to sweep the floor when it's absolutely necessary, only when it's absolutely necessary. And pray that you are being that right person to have what it takes to do this. Christpher, Watkins, Lamb, Reverend, know that you have what it takes to do this. Believe it when you are upset and when you are doubting yourself. I trust your interpretation and your acceptance of your call, Christpher. I love you. Ministers are currently little more soul that so many of us can see and that we are so happy to see in you in this moment. May all that is holy bless this day, Reverend Christpher Watkins Lamb. So may it be.
In the Free Church tradition, while we celebrate ordained ministries as we have today, we also affirm and rededicate the priesthood and the prophethood of all believers and of powerful communities. So hear this only as a reminder. The charge to the community today comes from lessons from the book of Acts. The book of Acts can be thought of as the Gospel of Luke Part 2. The book of Acts is what happens after Jesus has been killed by the state and the people have to figure out a way to go on. At first they huddle, afraid, but then something shifts and a power is let loose that changes everything. From that, you encourage. Third, leave a living legacy. First, to start in the Spirit. When they huddle together in that upper room, confused and afraid, they don't make a 5-year plan. They don't elect officers. Instead, so that they can relate to one another with utter abandon and gladness and receive one another in that Spirit too. They start in the Spirit. Everything they do flows from that experience and from that moment. Love. Not with a sense of cold duty or obligation, but instead with a song in our heart. Let us do nothing in the name of love without a song in our heart. Let us start to remind you, they are not seeking status, nor do they set up shop on the edge of Jerusalem and stay just there. Instead, they move out in the world, animated by the power of love and reaching out to draw in heart of love. And so the first person who's baptized is undocumented and queer and black, somebody whose identities would be shut out by the metrics of empire, but who is altered or shuttered or limited by institutional preferences or habits. Instead, let us be sent forth and propelled by courage, joining and creating communities that are forged in that spirit of wild and creative love. If we start in the Spirit, let us continue in courage. Third of all, and last, lead it in our lifetimes. The reward we receive is not going to be a chance to stand in the sunshine in the winner's circle. In fact, it may be that as we approach the end of our lives, things might seem dire, but still blessed with blessing. Just as we ourselves have received the inheritance of those who came before us, who pledged themselves to the work of love in this world, so too do we bestow upon the rising generations our gratitude our trust and our authorizing love. And so we follow those who are just rising up, those who seem not yet ready, those who seem tentative or still figuring out. We invite and allow the evolution and the revolution of all we hold dear, not insisting on our old ways that we have learned, but in legacy. The book of Acts gives us this example of what a radical border-crossing, people-gathering power can look like. To start in the Spirit, to continue in courage, and to leave a living legacy.
It is my prayer that this service, this ceremony today, renews for each of us our connections in the interdependent web of life, that it reminds each of us of our divine spark, that we are called to hone in service to our communities. So with that prayer, let's hear our closing song.
Takes brown and black lives. Where must my privilege go? Oh, my love, it's time to know. Oh, my darling, oh, my love, it's time to to link this chain, roll the clouds and make it rain. Oh, my darling. Oh.
Thank you all so much for attending my ordination. My heart is overflowing, and it just means the world to me to see all your faces and to receive your blessings. And if you are able to stay, you're invited to stay on. In just a moment, you'll be sorted out into breakout rooms. So this may happen automatically for you, or you may have a button come up on your screen that says join room, so you can click that to join the room. So what's going to happen is there's just a little chance to socialize after the service in these rooms, and then I will be once you're in your room, you can also return to the main room that we're in now. So you have the choice to kind of switch between those two. So if you're not able to